About 9:20 this morning, the NTSB was notified of an aircraft accident a few miles south of the Birchwood airport. The accident occurred about 9:05 this morning. The type of aircraft has been identified as a Cessna 172. The tail number was confirmed to be November 63541. There were 4 people on board. All 4 people sustained fatal injuries. The airplane impacted an area densely populated with spruce and birch trees with thick underbrush present in the area. The debris field spans about 100 yards. This time, the initial on scene, we wrapped up today. We'll be coming back out tomorrow morning, be getting an early start tomorrow morning and spending all day. There will be representatives from Cessna aircraft, as well as another NTSB investigator will be arriving overnight. A representative from the aircraft engine manufacturer, Lycoming Engines, will be arriving at the beginning of the week for a detailed engine examination. We plan to recover the wreckage tomorrow at some point and transfer it to a secure storage location for further detailed evaluation. That's about all we have right now. I have a few minutes for some questions.
Can you tell us where the plane was, where it left from and where it was going to? Was there a flight plan?
Preliminary is that it took off from Birchwood this morning. We are unaware of the destination at this time.
Was there a flight plan filed?
We're still looking into that, trying to gather all that information.
Any word on the gender of any of the occupants?
No, not at this time.
Is that quite a bit of people in a pretty small aircraft for that type of aircraft?
The aircraft is capable. It is a 4-seat aircraft. There were 4 occupants. So it's well within the design capability of the aircraft.
Does that then just come down to weight?
Say again?
Does it then come down to like weight and stuff like that?
Yeah, we'll have to be evaluating the weight on the aircraft, and we'll go back and weigh everything that comes out of the aircraft and compare it to what people saw going into it, and fuel load and that sort of thing.
Were there witnesses to the plane going down?
We have had one witness come forward that saw the aircraft depart, but as far as the actual accident sequence, I'm not aware of anything. If anybody is out there that saw something, please feel free to call the NTSB or APD or the Alaska State Troopers.
Can you talk to us about some of the challenges that you guys faced in investigating this crash?
Following the impact, there was a post-crash fire, and that takes away a lot of our evidence. You know, everything from fuel lines to avionics to anything that could be inside the airplane, there was quite a bit of fire damage. So we have to go back to what we do have and work from there.
What about the terrain?
It's extremely muddy back there. If any of you guys have walked back there, it's very muddy getting in and out. Not to mention, there's a lot of fallen trees and Devil's Club back there. It makes it extremely difficult.
Can you explain to us what the scene of the crash looks like? What does the plane look like right now out there?
The airplane fragmented upon impact with some of the trees from the initial impact point. So we do have a debris field out there that we're working with right now. The main wreckage is concentrated in one area.
Are the wings off the plane?
For the most part, yes. We'll know more once we start moving the wreckage and seeing the actual impact points and what's laying underneath it.
You were able to recover all 4 victims, correct?
Yes, all 4 victims were recovered about 12:30 this afternoon.
How much cargo or luggage or anything that they had with them?
We're still gathering all of that at this time.
Okay, so does it look like maybe it was just a flight scene tour? Were they possibly headed out for
I don't know, and I
trip?
can't speculate on what their intentions were until we dive into that portion of the investigation. Our investigations follow 3 main phases. We'll look at the on-scene portion, which is what's happening yesterday or today and tomorrow. Then we'll go back and start looking at the background. You know, looking at the paperwork, the flight plan filed, and that sort of thing. Today we wanted to collect any perishable evidence such as video cameras, cell phones, anything like that. It could contain data that would be compromised with prolonged exposure to the elements.
Can you give us any idea of what, other than the humans, were on board?
No, ma'am. We're still trying to gather everything at this time.
Is there an age on that plane? Was it a newer model, an older model?
We're still trying to run the serial number right now. I've been out here all day and not by my computer to do all of that.
Is there anything unique or different about this plane crash that sets it apart from others, just from what you can tell going back there?
Each accident is unique. It all has its circumstances, everything. No two airplanes come apart the same way. So that's a challenge. We have to sit there and go through every single piece, look at every break, every bend in the metal, and try to determine exactly what caused this unfortunate event.
How tough is it going back there knowing, 4 people died in that crash and it's up to you guys to figure out why? Is that difficult for you guys? Is that hard part of the job?
It is a difficult part. It's something we take very seriously, especially up here in Alaska with how tight the aviation community is and how tight everybody is up here. We're going back there and there's family members out there that this is the worst day of their life. We always keep that in mind and try to do right by them and get them the information that they want and that they deserve. With that in mind, on behalf of the NTSB, we would like to extend our sincere condolences to the family and friends of the victims. At the same time, we'd like to thank the first responders, the Chugach Fire Department, APD, everyone else who got out here as quickly as they did.
Do you know if the fire was still burning when they arrived? Were they extinguishing the fire?
They did put the fire out when they got here, yes. Okay. All right.
Can you say anything about preliminary cause of the crash at this point?
No, the preliminary report will be out in 5 to 10 days. A factual report will come out in 10 to 12 months with a probable cause about 30 days after that.
And has family been notified of the victim?
It's my understanding that they have, but that would have to go to the Anchorage Police Department.
Could you spell that engine name for us?
Lycoming?
Yeah.
Lycoming.
Thank you. Where's that manufactured out of, or are you aware?
Williamsport, Pennsylvania.
Have you retrieved the METAR, the liquid weather report?
That's something that we'll be gathering as the investigation goes on. We look at 3 main areas: the man, the machine, and the environment. By man, we look at the pilot, we look at his history, his training, and going back 72 hours, fatigue, or anything like that. For machine, we look at the aircraft, look at the maintenance records, how it was kept. And environment, that's where we're going to talk about the air traffic environment, the weather, anything else that could have been a factor in the accident.
Which runway were they departing?
I do not know at this time.
Do you know any relation of the 4 people on board?
I do not.
Did the witness notice anything unusual about the takeoff?
I haven't spoken with them at this
Oh,
point.
okay.
Okay. All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.